Did you know that a seemingly harmless fruit could be silently damaging your liver? What you believe to be a healthy choice might, in fact, be a disguised danger. How many times have you heard about fatty liver disease and still didn't pay much attention? The truth is, the liver is one of the most important organs in the human body, yet it's also one of the most overlooked. Fatty liver, or hepatic steatosis, is a silent but extremely dangerous condition. It develops gradually, with no symptoms. In the beginning, and by the time you notice something is wrong, it might already be too late. But what really happens inside your body when fat starts to build up in the liver? In this video, you'll not only discover which fruit is the worst for your liver, but also 4 others that could be slowly harming this vital organ. Let's begin by talking about the worst fruit of all, one that's sweet, delicious, and often seen as a healthy snack. What most people don't know is that excessive consumption of this fruit can be extremely harmful to your liver. Number 1. Persimmon. Persimmon is a sweet and flavorful fruit rich in fructose, a type of natural sugar. Although it's a good source of antioxidants and vitamins, eating too much persimmon can put your liver under serious stress. When you consume this fruit in large amounts, your liver must work hard to process the fructose. This constant effort can lead to fat accumulating in the liver cells, increasing the risk of developing fatty liver disease. Just like other fruits high in fructose, excess persimmon can affect insulin levels, promote inflammation, and impair liver function. This is especially dangerous for people who already have insulin resistance, are overweight, or have a family history of metabolic conditions. That said, the goal isn't to cut out fruits completely, but to understand the risks of overconsumption. Moderation is essential. 1 serving of fruit per day is usually well tolerated by a healthy body, but 2 or 3 servings every day, week after week, can create a serious imbalance. Eating fruits is important, but choosing the right ones, and in the right amounts, is even more important. When it comes to liver health, even the most natural foods need to be consumed with awareness. Fatty liver, the silent damage inside your body. Fatty liver disease, also known as hepatic steatosis, happens when too much fat builds up inside the liver cells, and it doesn't only affect those who drink alcohol. Many people in Singapore develop non-alcoholic fatty liver disease caused by diet and lifestyle. The danger lies in its silence. Many people only discover they have it during routine checkups, or worse, when the condition has already progressed. The liver is responsible for over 500 essential functions, including digestion, storing nutrients, detoxifying the blood, and regulating metabolism. But when it becomes overloaded with fat, these functions slow down, inflammation sets in, and over time this may lead to fibrosis, cirrhosis, or even liver cancer. What's most alarming is that fatty liver is becoming more common, not just among older adults, but even young adults and children. Modern lifestyles filled with processed foods, sugar, and sedentary habits are the main causes. Other risk factors include genetics, obesity, high cholesterol, and insulin resistance. The good news: fatty liver can be reversible, especially in its early stages. With a better diet, regular exercise, and blood sugar control, you can restore your liver health, but none of this is possible without first recognizing the danger. How can you fight something you don't even know is happening? The fruit you might be eating often, thinking it's a smart, healthy choice, is sold in wet markets, supermarkets, and even included in balanced diets. But behind its nutritional benefits lies a hidden risk: excess fructose. Fruits like persimmon and breadfruit are rich in fructose. Although it's a natural sugar, when eaten too often, it places a heavy burden on the liver. Unlike glucose, fructose is metabolized almost entirely by the liver. In large amounts, the liver turns it into fat, and that's where the danger lies. That fat begins to collect inside the liver cells, causing fatty liver disease. And there's more. Excess fructose is also linked to insulin resistance and chronic inflammation, which make liver health even worse. The issue isn't the fruit itself, but excess and frequency. 1 fruit a day is unlikely to hurt a healthy person, but when you eat too much, or combine these fruits with hidden sources of sugar, like packaged juices or desserts, the risk increases. It's crucial to remember, Not all natural foods are harmless. Even fruits must be consumed mindfully, especially by people already showing signs of metabolic imbalance. Not all fruits are bad for the liver, but some, when consumed too often, do more harm than good. Among the main culprits are those with high fructose content or a high glycemic load. We've already talked about persimmon. Despite its antioxidants, its glycemic index and fructose levels make it a risky choice when eaten in excess. It can spike insulin and encourage fat buildup in the liver. Now let's move on to the next 4 fruits that could be silently hurting your liver. Number 2, breadfruit. Breadfruit is known for being high in carbohydrates and a strong source of quick energy. In some situations, like post-exercise meals or during periods of increased activity, it can actually be beneficial. But that same nutritional profile that makes breadfruit an energy booster can also make it risky for liver health when eaten too often. For individuals who already consume a diet rich in sugars or simple carbohydrates, regular consumption of breadfruit may put extra strain on the liver. The liver, which is responsible for processing these nutrients, ends up working overtime, and this overload contributes to the buildup of fat within liver cells. This is why even natural and nutritious fruits like breadfruit need to be eaten in moderation, especially by those who show signs of insulin resistance, excess weight, or metabolic imbalance. It's not about removing breadfruit completely, but about finding balance in your diet to avoid overwhelming your liver over time. Number 3, raisins. Raisins are a common ingredient in dishes like fried rice, buns, cakes, and even some snacks and trail mixes. They're tasty, convenient, and often seen as a healthy sweet addition. But when it comes to liver health, they deserve a closer look. As a dried fruit, raisins have had their water content removed, leaving behind a concentrated dose of natural sugars, especially fructose. This means that just a small handful of raisins can contain far more sugar than the same portion of fresh grapes. This concentrated fructose forces the liver to work harder to process it quickly over time. This continuous burden may cause fat to accumulate inside the liver cells, leading to fatty liver disease, especially for individuals already at risk. Yes, raisins do contain fiber and antioxidants, but large quantities can be harmful. Moderation is key, especially for those looking to protect their liver and maintain healthy metabolism. Number 4, mango. Mango is one of the most beloved tropical fruits, known for its rich flavor and high levels of vitamins A and C, along with powerful antioxidants. Without a doubt, it brings many health benefits, but as with most things, too much of a good thing can still be harmful. Despite being nutritious, mango is also high in fructose and has a high glycemic index. This means that when eaten in large amounts, it can trigger insulin spikes and place extra strain on the liver's metabolism, especially in people with insulin resistance, prediabetes, or type 2 diabetes. The liver, in trying to process this natural sugar overload, may start storing fat, contributing over time to fatty liver disease. And for those with metabolic sensitivity, even daily consumption could have negative effects. That's why mango should be enjoyed in moderation. A small portion within a well-balanced diet can absolutely be part of a healthy lifestyle, but always be mindful of your overall dietary habits and the current state of your liver health. Number 5, banana. Bananas are incredibly popular in Southeast Asia. Delicious, practical, and full of nutrients like potassium, magnesium, and fiber. They're excellent for energy, digestion, and even for preventing muscle cramps. But just like other fruits rich in natural sugars, bananas can become problematic when consumed excessively. Though generally beneficial for health, their high content of simple carbohydrates can encourage fat accumulation in the liver, especially in people who already have risk factors like insulin resistance, high cholesterol, or excess weight. Once again, moderation is everything. Eating one banana a day as part of a balanced diet is unlikely to cause harm. But the issue arises when multiple servings are consumed daily, especially alongside other high-sugar foods like juices or sweet snacks. This can silently overload the liver without you even noticing, foods that harm your liver without you realizing. Many people assume that only ultra-processed foods or fatty meals harm the liver, But the truth is far more subtle. You could be sabotaging your liver health without even knowing it, through choices that seem perfectly healthy. The real danger is that these silent damages don't show symptoms right away. They accumulate slowly, day after day. Even everyday foods that appear harmless can overload your liver if consumed regularly and without balance. This repeated strain, even in small amounts, can lead to inflammation, fat buildup, and even fibrosis. Over time. That's why it's so important to approach your diet with more awareness and self-care, recognizing that even natural foods should be eaten mindfully, especially if you have signs of metabolic imbalance or a family history of liver conditions. That's all for today, my friend. I hope this video has helped you understand how even the most common fruits can silently affect your liver if not eaten in moderation. Thank you for staying with us until the end, and always remember, elder longevity for a longer, stronger life.